just got a little bit interesting for the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC North race yesterday. Even though the Baltimore Ravens didn't play, Pittsburgh did. They won a pretty good game, and I don't know, things might be shaking up a little bit in the AFC in general, and especially in the AFC North. We're going to dive into all of that on today's show. Welcome into Ravens Rundown, everybody. I am your host, Joey Petersen, and we have the best rivalry in the NFL coming up this next Sunday. And, of course, we've got the best rivalry here at Chat Sports as well. Taking on Steelers Talk in the sub battle. We haven't done one of these in just a little bit, and I want to absolutely demolish them. They're beating us right now, but it's Monday. It's early, okay? So it's our time. Fight back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're trying to take down our Steelers Talk right now. Okay, let's start with looking at the AFC North Standings and how things sit as of today. Okay, Steelers are number one. That's sitting at 7-2. They beat the Commanders yesterday. We're coming off a bye. The Ravens are in second place at 7-3. Then we got Cincy in third place. They're 4-6. Two of those losses, you're welcome. And then we got the Browns in last place, sitting at 2-7. We're going to go into the odds in just a little bit, but the Browns odds, they're going to make you laugh. This, to me, just feels like a two-team race, okay? And I'm not saying that Cincinnati can't get into the playoffs, because they're still, we'll look at the standings in just a little bit, but they're still, like, on the cusp of getting in on the bubble. But they're not going to win the division, okay? Especially when you look at their remaining schedule. They play at the Chargers. They still have to play the Steelers twice. They play in Dallas. They're terrible. They play in Tennessee, and they play against the Browns. They're terrible as well. But they still got some great opponents with Los Angeles, the Steelers 2 times, and against the Broncos as well. Okay, so to me, this just kind of feels like a race for first place against the two usual suspects in Baltimore and in Pittsburgh, okay? But before we go on, I dive into that a little bit deeper, I got a question for you, okay? Do you think the Bengals will make the playoffs? Not win the AFC North. We know that's pretty much out of the window at this point. Do you think they'll make the playoffs? You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's YouTube video, so make that time go by faster. Go ahead, scroll down, find this for me in the comment section, and give me a Y or an N. You know, next thing I really want to talk about is Pittsburgh made a statement yesterday. They really did. They took on a pretty solid Washington Commanders team, a surprising Washington Commanders team on the road, and beat them 28-27 to improve to 7-2. And prior to this game, you kind of looked at their schedule and you asked, okay, is this team legit? And honestly, I still question if they're legit or not. I think the win yesterday against Washington kind of helped answer that question a little bit more. But if you just look at their schedule and their season so far in a grand total, I don't know if they've had the most convincing wins, right? They've had 3, in my eyes, big wins. They beat the Falcons first game of the year, 18-10. But also that was Atlanta's first game with a brand new quarterback, a brand new coach. Like, things are still working themselves out. Then they beat the Chargers 20-10. Solid day for them as well. And then the Commanders 28-27. But like, I still wonder, okay, out of those games, are any of those like something that make your eyes pop, something that make your mouth drop, okay? Something that makes you go, okay, this is a team that needs to be taken seriously. I think that's still in the question. And if we look at the odds to win the AFC North, I think the odds makers kind of agree with that, okay? Because right now, as of when I looked at it up today, this morning of Monday, November 11th, the Ravens are sitting at -200 to win the AFC North, the favorites. And then the Steelers, they're at +150. The Bengals are at +5,000. And oh my goodness, poor little brownies sitting at +100,000. I wonder what my odds to make an NFL roster are. I bet they're probably similar to +100,000, okay? And so coming up on today's show, I'm going to talk about why I would still bet on Baltimore, okay? You could get a little more bang for your buck betting on Pittsburgh, but I'm going to tell you why I would not do that if I were you. But first, I got to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is our friends over at Ollie. Ollie is clean, fresh, and healthy dog food for your best friends. And you're looking on the screen right now, and you can see my beautiful Golden Doodle applesauce. And you know, sometimes golden doodles and dogs of any kind have stomach problems, and it's hard to get them from one food to the other, but you can trust Ollie. Because right now, Ollie is offering a fantastic deal to let your pup taste test a personalized meal plan. Get 60% off your first box of meals when you use promo code ChatSports at Ollie.com. In 5 flavors they'll absolutely love. You don't have to be a vet to know that feeding your dog real, whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices you can make for their health. A perfectly portioned whole fresh food diet has been proven to extend your pup's life by 2.5 years, and who doesn't want more time with their best friend? With no harmful fillers and no preservatives, Ollie is made in U.S. kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. And guys, like I said, sometimes it can be stressful. I know a lot of you guys are sitting on the other side of the screen right now and they're saying, my dog's been on one food forever and I don't think we should transition him. It's not worth it. But guys, I promise you with Ollie, it's worth it because it's so easy. Every time they send you a box, they send you a pamphlet and it perfectly maps out how much percentage of the new food to mix with the old food. And then within 5 to 7 days, your dog is happy, smiling, and in the best mood they've ever been because they're eating a brand new food. So head to Ollie.com, tell them all about your dog, use Chat Sports, and you'll get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. Head to OLLIE.com and enter code CHATSPORTS. Get 60% off your first box. They offer a clean bowl guarantee on their first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. And this kind of goes into why I'm kind of feeling a little bit better about Baltimore than I am about Pittsburgh. Because if you look at their remaining schedule, first off, it's absolutely insane they haven't played an AFC North game so far this year. But they still have to play us 2 times. They have to play the Eagles on the road. They have to take on the Chiefs. And they have to play the Bengals twice as well. And I know we swept the Bengals, but we all know that they're still a serious opponent. They still have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in Joe Burrow. So if I look at that schedule, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see them winning more than 5 of those games, okay? I really don't. So that means they're, in my eyes, at least going to lose like 3 of those. And I think if they end the season with what? Is that 5 losses and they go 12-5? I think there's a good chance with the remaining schedule that the Ravens have, they end up better than that, okay? And so I'm going to put it in your hands. You heard my pick, and I want to hear yours now, okay? Who is going to be the champion of the AFC North? Is it going to be Pittsburgh, or is it going to be Baltimore? You let me know in the comments section down below. Here's how the AFC standings are shaking out as of right now. The Chiefs are leading at 9-0. Absolutely insane that they're still just soaking up all of that Chiefs magic that they can. Bills sit in second place at 8-2. Wonder who one of those losses is from. The Steelers sit in third. They're 7-2. Texans, they are in fourth at 6-4. Then you got Baltimore, Los Angeles, and then Broncos at 5-5. And on the bubble, we've got Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and also the New York Jets. And guys, my take on all this is the AFC this year, in my opinion, is incredibly deep. Really, except that last spot where the Broncos sit at 5-5. But it's still early November, okay? And so I really think that there's going to be a lot of change that happens over the next month, okay? Over the next month and a half as the season rolls down. Who knows? In my opinion, I think it's going to happen in the AFC North. I really, guys, don't see a world in where Pittsburgh at the end of this year, even though they're leading now and they're playing really good football right now, is still leading this division at the end of the season with the schedule that they have left to play, okay? I just don't see it. And I'll talk about it more later this week when I give the preview for Sunday's game. I'm just not a big believer in what they've got, okay? They got a great defense. I don't know how their offense is going to be against those better opponents, but hey, it'll all shake itself out. This has been an awesome time talking with you guys today. And if you are a real one, I want you to comment real one down below, because if you're still here and if you're still watching, that means you are. So give me a real one in the comment section down below so I can know who all the real ones are. Thanks so much for joining us today, and make sure, as always, you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers right here on YouTube, just like we're going to beat them on Sunday. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.